Okay, now that the first Sun and Moon trailer came out, and I haven't done anything like this since X and Y first got its trailer release, but this was significant enough to make me want to do this. Now let me give a quick reasoning as to why this trailer has got me so damn hyped. Let me just say, X and Y felt lacking in a lot. Whilst Nintendo's first jump into the 3D scene for Pokemon was a nice touch, it felt like it was clinging to the tendencies of 2D games way too much. After seeing this trailer, it made me feel like they had discarded those attachments and decided to take another big leap, which is obviously what I'd hoped for. Now, before we start, if you haven't watched the trailer, you should do so already. The link will be shown down in the description. Now, let's get to the breakdown already, shall we? Now, there's not much to see here. This is obviously the first scene you'll see when you enter the game. This is the character's bedroom, not much different from the others. A chair, desk globe, Wii U TV doll and all that stuff. However, there is one notable thing, and that is the fact that the character model is no longer deformed. Now this is quite a major thing as it puts the games on the same level as the original GameCube series when it comes to the overworlds. In terms of how Nintendo managed this when X and Y was already having trouble processing the more intense scenes without lag is one thing to wonder about. However, it seems they have overcome that problem and will be seeing a much more fulfilled overworld in these games. Now, next up is the first character we are shown with the name Kukui, or however it is. In terms of design, he's rather bizarre in a modern way. You know, sunglasses with a cap and all. The thing I found funny immediately is that his name seems to be a play on the Japanese slang word for cool, which I'm not going to pronounce so I don't make a complete idiot of myself. Another thing I'd also like to point out is the fact that the main character is being referred to as cousin. Whether this is just the character using it in a friendly way or it actually being a relation is up in the air. However, like Ruby, Sapphire and Emerald, it means the character may already have a link to the others, making it easier to ease in the story, which is always nice. So yeah, not just the stranger that moved in. Next up we get a snippet of the world. Now if you don't already know from the types of plants and trees already, the region is based off Hawaii as was theorised a lot and its name is officially Alola. Anyway, now the next major thing I'd like to point out is the absolute freedom of terrain formation. Unlike X and Y and or S, which was still bound to a gridlock style terrain formation, this holds a much more modern style of free 3D terrain, which is also a major thing I hope for. This also means we'll likely get to see much more interesting and varied landscapes within this game. Next up was the thing we were all waiting for, the starter reveals. Now this is much more cinematic than the other games so far, as unlike in the other games where you select from a case of sorts, the professor releases them and shows them off in the overworld, which is another nice touch. Okay, so first up we have the grass flying owl called Rowlet. Yes, this is the first dual type starter since Bulbasaur, although flying type secondary is much more significant than poison. On top of that, this thing is damn cute. Next up we have the fire type Hellcat, Litten. Obviously it's a combination of litter and kitten. Now honestly, this will probably be my starter because I'm a cat person. In terms of design, I quite like it. It's simple and has a very lazy look in its eyes, so I sympathise. Anyway, I just hope it doesn't turn out to be another Delphox. And lastly, we have the water seal Pokemon Poplio, or however you say it. Now, out of all the starters, this is the weirdest simply because we already have two water seal Pokemon. Well, actually, one of them isn't a seal, but a sea lion. Anyway, it's got a funny design, it's attractive in a goofy way, so it's not all that bad. Now, there's one thing I need to point out in this introduction. You see this? Right here, a trainer behind the Pokemon. Finally! This has not been done since Colosseum, even Battle Revolution didn't do it. One of my most requested things ever is letting trainers stand behind the Pokemon and issue orders during battle. The trainers only ever existed in the overworld and their absence in battle has always annoyed me. Another thing I should also mention is the fact that this battle is taking place on normal ground. There is none of those base things in battle and it seems to be in a more open environment, yet another feature that I wanted. Now here we get a quick preview of the world map. Now I largely doubt this is all of it, considering it's based off Hawaii. There's probably multiple islands. In fact, looking at this scale, it looks like this only contains the starting areas and the city that is previewed later in the trailer. Now there's not much to go off here, so I'll leave this as is for now. For a quick second here, we get some clips of the general area. However, the most interesting aspect is the statues that are placed around. Whether this is just pure decoration or not, the first thing that came to mind was the mysterious souvenir from X and Y. It may bear resemblance and may be hinting at this game's first legendary. That is, if it isn't Zygarde 100% anyway. So next up, we have a clip of a lady from whose ethnicity could be linked to the assumed rival, maybe their mum or such, sister if we're being a bit kinder. There's not much we can say here without knowing anything about the characters. Next up, we have our first proper look at what I assume is the first major town. From the first view, we can't see too much. There's a major building on the left, which on a far-fetched assumption may be a train station. We may have a large tower on the right, which I have no idea what it may be linked to. Maybe it's a department store or some such. Anyway, later in the clip, we can see the possible Pokemon Center CAF, which was previewed on the announcement. And the thing I again am really happy about is the scaling. The character is actually child-sized compared to others, and the cars are also much better scaled, and with X and Y the characters seem to look at you in passing, so more interaction with the world itself. And so we get a preview of a smaller village, a main stage within said village, assumingly for a dance ritual or performance or something. This is interesting because it makes me hopeful that there's going to be more lore within these games, rather than just individual towns. There may be a proper flowing theme throughout the story. And the last scene is just a random off-route with a character at the end, which may or may not be important, along with an item Pokeball just peeking out. Now, this is quite a major scene, as this is what I assume to be the rival character of this game. He appears to be a laid-back type of attitude. There seems to be only one rival, so no more groups of friends like in Black and White and X and Y. Now, shooting the links in the back of my head, and with the distant-looking girl from earlier, together with this attitude, in being a bit far-fetched with this, but it could actually turn out to be quite an interesting character, though don't quote me on that. There is also something else very important in this scene. You see the player's shirt? It's black. And take a look earlier in the trailer. What colour was it? Blue, right? Obviously, this is Nintendo sneakily hinting to us that character customization is returning, which is great because I know me and many others love this feature in X and Y. Here's another reveal that all of us have been waiting for since the box arts were teased back a month ago. The legendaries revealed, however, their English names were not. However, going by the trademark leaks, a Japanese name should be Solgaleo and Lunala, so we'll refer to them as so for now. Now in terms of design, I love both of them. They are as legendary should be, some otherworldly creatures, not just some rarish looking ones. They have a nice extraterrestrial feel to both of them. Now, enough about pure design. One thing that I noticed was that the crest that appeared on Solgaleo's forehead is actually different to the logo for the sun. This leads me to believe there may actually be a secondary form to both these legendaries which display the full crest. This may link into the theorised new evolution type for the weird stone that appears in the Japanese logo for the games, although this may be, once again, far-fetched. This is all just theory. The last thing I need to say about this scene is the temple behind them. You notice that there are both crests on a temple, correct? And in both versions it is reversed on the other. This leads me to believe that both legendaries play roles in the games, as with Black and White with Reshiram and Zekrom, and unlike every other game where only the box featured legendary played a role. However, this also may just be hinting to a unique event that happens when you bring both legendaries to said temple. Anyway, there being a temple here also leads me to strongly believe in the existence of a lore linking the entire region together. Anyway, I've said just about all that has come to my mind at the moment. I hope you enjoyed or got ideas from this video, as it's something I just did on the whim. The music is by Glitch City, it's linked down in the description. The video is obviously from the main Pokemon channel. Thanks for watching, have a good day.